Question 1. Which of the following best describes the principle of indemnity in property insurance? A. The insured is entitled to recover more than the actual value of the loss to discourage moral hazard. B. The insured is entitled to receive a payout that restores them to their financial position prior to the loss, but not more. C. The insured can receive a payment equivalent to the current market value of the property without any depreciation. D. The insurer is required to pay the insured an amount exceeding the loss to ensure they are fully compensated for damages. Answer. B. The insured is entitled to receive a payout that restores them to their financial position prior to the loss, but not more. Explanation. The principle of indemnity ensures that the insured does not profit from a loss, but is restored to the same financial position they were in prior to the loss. This principle prevents the insured from receiving more than the actual loss, avoiding moral hazard, i.e., encouraging people to intentionally cause or exaggerate losses for financial gain. Option A is incorrect because indemnity prohibits the insured from receiving more than the value of the loss. Option C is incorrect because indemnity requires accounting for depreciation or the actual value of the property. Option D is also incorrect since indemnity aims to avoid overcompensation beyond the actual loss. Question 2. Scenario. Mr. Williams is an adjuster handling a commercial property claim where the property was damaged by a fire. The fire caused significant structural damage, but there are also personal property losses within the building. The insured requests that the property be repaired and replaced as new, citing the full value of the damaged items without considering depreciation. How should Mr. Williams proceed? A. Mr. Williams should approve the full value claim for both repairs and personal property replacement, ignoring depreciation. B. Mr. Williams should only approve the claim for repairs based on replacement cost and apply depreciation to the personal property. C. Mr. Williams should deny the personal property claim and only approve the repair claim as the fire damage is covered. D. Mr. Williams should approve the claim based on actual cash value (SCV) for both repairs and personal property, deducting depreciation from the payout. Answer. B. Mr. Williams should only approve the claim for repairs based on replacement cost and apply depreciation to the personal property. Explanation. In this scenario, Mr. Williams must follow the specific coverage guidelines for both property and personal items under the commercial property policy. The repair claim should be settled on a replacement cost basis, meaning the property should be restored to its pre-loss condition, but the personal property should be evaluated based on actual cash value (SCV), factoring in depreciation. Option A is incorrect because it would violate indemnity principles by overcompensating the insured for the personal property losses. Option C is incorrect because the claim for personal property losses should not be denied outright if the items are covered under the policy. Option D is incorrect because the repairs should be settled based on replacement cost, not SCV, while depreciation only applies to personal property. Question 3. Which of the following is the primary purpose of the adjuster's responsibility to conduct a thorough investigation when handling a claim? A. To ensure that the claimant receives the maximum payout regardless of the situation. B. To gather enough evidence to help the insurer defend against fraud and establish the validity of the claim. C. To resolve the claim as quickly as possible with minimal involvement from the insurer. D. To ensure the adjuster receives compensation based on the claim's size and complexity. Answer. B. To gather enough evidence to help the insurer defend against fraud and establish the validity of the claim. Explanation. The adjuster's primary responsibility is to conduct a detailed and thorough investigation to validate the claim, ensure that the insured's losses are legitimate, and defend against fraudulent activities. This includes interviewing witnesses, inspecting the damage, gathering evidence, and reviewing any related documentation. Option is incorrect because the adjuster's goal is not to maximize the payout but to determine the appropriate settlement based on the policy and loss. Option C is incorrect as a quick resolution without a thorough investigation could result in improper claims handling or fraud. Option D is also incorrect as the adjuster's compensation should not influence their investigation process, which is guided by ethical standards and company protocols. Question 4. Which of the following best describes named peril policies in property insurance? A. Coverage for losses arising only from risks specifically listed in the policy and excludes all others. B. Coverage for any loss, unless explicitly excluded in the policy. C. Coverage that includes all risks except for natural disasters. D. Coverage only for incidents that are explicitly listed as covered perils, but includes exceptions for certain named risks. Answer A. Coverage for losses arising only from risks specifically listed in the policy and excludes all others. Explanation. A named peril policy covers only those risks that are specifically listed in the policy. Any peril not explicitly named is excluded. This type of policy is more restrictive compared to all risk or open peril policies, which provide broader coverage. Option B is incorrect because it describes an all-risk policy, not a named peril policy. Option C is incorrect because it implies exclusions for specific perils, which is not characteristic of a named peril policy. Option D is incorrect because it incorrectly suggests that named perils might have exceptions, which they do not unless specified. Question 5. Which of the following best explains the concept of replacement cost in property insurance? A. The amount needed to replace an insured item with a similar item regardless of depreciation. B. The cost to repair the damaged property to its original condition, factoring in depreciation. C. The market value of the property at the time of loss. D. The actual cost to replace the property minus the deductible amount. Answer A. The amount needed to replace an insured item with a similar item, regardless of depreciation. Explanation. Replacement cost refers to the amount required to replace a damaged item with one of similar kind and quality without considering depreciation. It ensures that the insured can restore their property to its original condition. Option B is incorrect because the cost to repair the property factoring in depreciation would be covered under actual cash value (SEV), not replacement cost. Option C is incorrect because the market value takes depreciation into account, which is not a factor in replacement cost. Option D is incorrect because the deductible is subtracted from the payout, but the definition of replacement cost is independent of the deductible amount. Question 6. Scenario MS. Robinson is a policyholder whose home was severely damaged by a tornado. The policy includes coverage for both the structure and personal property. The personal property is valued using replacement cost, and the structure is covered for repairs on an actual cash value (SEV) basis. MS. Robinson requests to have both the repairs and her personal property replaced using a CV. How should the adjuster proceed? A. The adjuster should apply a CV to both the structure and personal property, regardless of policy details. B. The adjuster should approve the replacement of personal property based on replacement cost, but repair the structure based on a CV. C. The adjuster should deny the claim for the personal property as the coverage only applies to the structure. D. The adjuster should apply replacement cost to both the structure and personal property, overriding the ACV provision for the structure. Answer B. The adjuster should approve the replacement of personal property based on replacement cost, but repair the structure based on a CV. Explanation. In this scenario, the adjuster must follow the policy terms. The policy clearly specifies that personal property is covered based on replacement cost, while the structure is covered on an ACV basis. The adjuster cannot override these terms and must apply the correct valuation method for each category of loss. An option is incorrect because the policy specifies different coverage methods for the structure and personal property. Option C is incorrect because the personal property is covered and should be replaced using replacement cost. Option D is incorrect because it ignores the policy provision of a CV for the structure. Question 7. What is the primary purpose of the coinsurance clause in property insurance policies? A. To penalize the insured if they fail to carry adequate insurance coverage. B. To prevent insurers from paying out more than the actual loss amount. C. To encourage the insured to purchase additional coverage for their property. D. To ensure the insurer covers any loss regardless of the insured value. Answer A. To penalize the insured if they fail to carry adequate insurance coverage. Explanation. The coinsurance clause is designed to encourage the insured to purchase enough coverage to reflect the full value of their property. If the insured carries less than the required amount of insurance, typically a percentage of the property's value, they will be penalized by having a reduced payout. The insured is required to maintain a minimum level of coverage, often 80%, 90%, or 100% of the property's value, to avoid this penalty. Option B is incorrect because coinsurance is about ensuring the insured has adequate coverage, not about limiting the insurer's payout to the actual loss amount. Option C is incorrect because coinsurance doesn't encourage additional coverage but rather requires a minimum amount of coverage. Option D is incorrect because coinsurance penalties apply when the insured doesn't carry sufficient coverage, meaning the insurer doesn't cover the entire loss if there's underinsurance. Question 8. Which of the following is not typically a duty of an adjuster when investigating a claim? A. Determining the cause of the loss. B. Calculating the exact amount of the claim payout before verifying coverage. C. Documenting and gathering all relevant evidence. D. Interviewing witnesses or involved parties for further details. Answer: B. Calculating the exact amount of the claim payout before verifying coverage. Explanation: an adjuster is required to verify coverage before determining the claim payout amount. Calculating the payout before verifying coverage could result in improper payments or errors in claims handling. Option A is correct because determining the cause of the loss is an essential part of the investigation process. Option C is correct because gathering relevant evidence is crucial for making an accurate claim determination. Option D is correct because interviewing witnesses and involved parties helps the adjuster gather information and clarify the facts of the claim. Question 9. Which of the following statements regarding claims handling is most accurate? A. Claims must be processed as quickly as possible, even if this means skipping certain steps in the investigation. B. Adjusters are required to maintain a neutral position when handling a claim, avoiding personal bias in their evaluations. C. A claim may be settled based on the insured's opinion of the loss without further verification of facts. D. An adjuster may decide to deny a claim based solely on the claimant's inability to provide timely documentation. Answer: B. Adjusters are required to maintain a neutral position when handling a claim, avoiding personal bias in their evaluations. Explanation: adjusters must maintain a neutral, unbiased position when investigating and evaluating claims. They are required to evaluate the facts and make determinations based on the policy terms, coverage, and loss information, not personal opinions. Option A is incorrect because rushing a claim without a thorough investigation can lead to errors or improper settlements. Option C is incorrect because claims must be evaluated based on verifiable facts, not just the claimant's opinion. Option D is incorrect because while timely documentation is essential, it's not the sole basis for denying a claim. Other factors need to be considered. Question 10. What is the primary purpose of the Adjuster Code of Ethics in the claims adjusting profession? A. To ensure that adjusters maximize the payout for each claim to ensure customer satisfaction. B. To provide a framework for ethical decision-making and to ensure adjusters act fairly and honestly in all claims handling. C. To allow adjusters to negotiate claims settlements without restriction, maximizing insurer profits. D. To ensure that adjusters favor the insurer in all cases, regardless of the insured's needs. Answer: B. To provide a framework for ethical decision-making and to ensure adjusters act fairly and honestly in all claims handling. Explanation: the Adjuster Code of Ethics is designed to ensure that claims adjusters conduct themselves in a fair, impartial, and ethical manner. It provides a framework for making decisions that prioritize integrity, transparency, and the best interests of all parties involved. Option A is incorrect because the Code of Ethics emphasizes fairness, not maximizing payouts. Option C is incorrect because the code does not prioritize insurer profits over ethical decision-making. Option D is incorrect because the code mandates that adjusters be impartial and not favor one party over another. Question 11. Which of the following is a primary characteristic of war risk insurance policies? A. Coverage only for risks specifically listed in the policy. B. Coverage for all risks except those specifically excluded in the policy. C. Coverage for losses resulting from natural disasters only. D. Coverage for damages resulting from negligence. Answer: B. Coverage for all risks except those specifically excluded in the policy. Explanation: a all risk policy, also known as an open peril policy, covers all types of losses unless they are specifically excluded. This type of policy provides broader protection compared to a named peril policy, which only covers risks listed in the policy. Option A is incorrect because it describes a named peril policy. Option C is incorrect because all risk policies provide broader coverage than just natural disasters. Option D is incorrect because negligence may or may not be covered depending on the specific exclusions of the policy. Question 12. Which of the following is true regarding the subrogation in insurance policies? A. Subrogation allows an insurer to pursue a third party that may have caused the insured's loss. B. Subrogation is a process by which the insurer pays the policyholder directly for the full claim amount. C. Subrogation prevents the insured from filing a claim if a third party is at fault. D. Subrogation applies only in the case of natural disasters. Answer: A. Subrogation allows an insurer to pursue a third party that may have caused the insured's loss. Explanation: subrogation is the process by which an insurance company, after paying a claim to the insured, can pursue a third party responsible for the loss to recover the claim amount. This helps insurers mitigate their losses. Option B is incorrect because subrogation does not involve paying the insured directly, but rather involves recovering funds from a third party. Option C is incorrect because subrogation allows the insured to file a claim even if a third party is at fault. Option D is incorrect because subrogation applies to any third party responsible loss, not just natural disasters. Question 13, scenario. Mr. Thompson's car is damaged in an accident caused by another driver and his insurance policy has a $500 deductible. The total cost of repairs is $3,500. How much will Mr. Thompson's insurer pay for the repairs? A. $3,000. B. $3,500. C. $500. D. $4,000. Answer A. $3,000. Explanation. The insurance company will pay the repair costs minus the deductible. In this case, the deductible is $500, so the insurer will pay $3,000, $3,500 total repair cost, $500 deductible. Option B is incorrect because the deductible must be subtracted from the total repair cost. Option C is incorrect because the deductible is not the payment amount but the amount the insured must pay out of pocket. Option D is incorrect because the insurer only pays the repair costs minus the deductible. Question 14. What is typically covered under liability insurance in a property and casualty policy? A. Damage to the insured's property only. B. Damage caused by the insured to other people's property or injuries sustained by others. C. Theft of the insured's property. D. Damage to the insured's vehicle in a collision. Answer. B. Damage caused by the insured to other people's property or injuries sustained by others. Explanation. Liability insurance provides coverage for legal costs and damages resulting from the insured's negligence that causes harm to others, including bodily injury or property damage. It does not cover damage to the insured's own property or vehicle. Option is incorrect because damage to the insured's own property is typically covered under other types of insurance like comprehensive or collision. Option C is incorrect because theft of the insured's property is covered under property insurance, not liability. Option D is incorrect because vehicle damage in a collision is generally covered under auto insurance, not liability insurance. Question 15. Which of the following best defines actual cash value received in property insurance? A. The cost to repair or replace an item, regardless of depreciation. B. The cost of the item minus depreciation. C. The market value of the item at the time of loss. D. The full replacement cost of the property without factoring in depreciation. Answer. B. The cost of the item minus depreciation. Explanation. Actual cash value (SEV) is determined by subtracting depreciation from the replacement cost of an item. It provides a payout that reflects the item's value at the time of loss, accounting for wear and tear. Option A is incorrect because this describes replacement cost, not ACV. Option C is incorrect because ACV is not based on market value, but rather the value of the item after depreciation. Option D is incorrect because it describes replacement cost, not ACV. Question 16. Which of the following is an example of a peril covered under a standard homeowner's insurance policy? A. Theft of personal property from a car parked in a public lot. B. Flood damage from rising waters. C. Earthquake damage. D. Fire damage to the home. Answer. D. Fire damage to the home. Explanation. Fire is typically a covered peril under most standard homeowners insurance policies. These policies generally cover a range of common risks such as fire, lightning, windstorms, and hail. Option A is incorrect because theft from a vehicle may be covered under certain circumstances but is not a standard peril of homeowners insurance. Option B is incorrect because flood damage is typically excluded from standard homeowners insurance policies. Option C is incorrect because earthquake damage is generally excluded unless a rider is added to the policy. Question 17. Which of the following is an example of an exclusion under most homeowners insurance policies? A. Damage caused by vandalism. B. Theft of personal property. C. Damage caused by an earthquake. D. Loss of personal property in a fire. Answer. C. Damage caused by an earthquake. Explanation. Most standard homeowners insurance policies exclude coverage for earthquake damage, although coverage can sometimes be added with a separate rider. Option A is incorrect because vandalism is usually covered by homeowners insurance policies. Option B is incorrect because theft of personal property is typically covered under a standard homeowners policy. Option D is incorrect because fire damage is generally covered by standard homeowners policies. Question 18. What type of insurance is typically required by law for drivers in most states? A. Comprehensive coverage. B. Liability coverage. C. Collision coverage. D. Personal injury protection (PIP). Answer B. Liability coverage. Explanation: liability coverage is required by law in most states for drivers as it covers damages or injuries caused by the insured driver to others in an accident. Option A is incorrect because comprehensive coverage is not legally required. It covers damage to your car from non-collision events. Option C is incorrect because collision coverage is optional in most states. Option D is incorrect because personal injury protection (PIP) is required in some states but not universally. Question 19. Which of the following is the primary purpose of an insurance deductible? A. To increase the insured's premium payments. B. To lower the insurance company's payout on a claim. C. To reduce the total cost of premiums by offering higher coverage limits. D. To provide coverage for excluded perils. Answer B. To lower the insurance company's payout on a claim. Explanation: a deductible is the amount the insured must pay out of pocket before the insurance company pays for the remainder of a covered claim. The purpose is to lower the insurer's payout and to encourage the insured to avoid small claims. Option is incorrect because the deductible does not directly affect the premium payments. Option C is incorrect because deductibles generally lower the payout, not the premium. Option D is incorrect because a deductible does not extend coverage for excluded perils. Question 20. In property insurance, what is the policy limit? A. The maximum amount the insurer will pay for any single claim. B. The deductible amount that the insured must pay before coverage kicks in. C. The amount the policyholder pays in premiums. D. The total value of the insured property. Answer A. The maximum amount the insurer will pay for any single claim. Explanation: the policy limit is the maximum amount of money that the insurer will pay for a covered loss under the policy. If the loss exceeds this limit, the insured will be responsible for the remaining costs. Option B is incorrect because the deductible is the amount the insured must pay before the insurer pays, not the policy limit. Option C is incorrect because the premium is the amount paid by the insured to maintain coverage, not a claim limit. Option D is incorrect because the policy limit may be different from the total value of the insured property depending on the coverage terms. Question 21. Which of the following is an example of a property damage liability in an auto insurance policy? A. Injury to another person in an accident you caused. B. Damage to your own vehicle in a collision. C. Damage to someone else's vehicle in an accident you caused. D. Medical expenses for yourself after an accident. Answer C. Damage to someone else's vehicle in an accident you caused. Explanation: property damage liability covers damage caused to another person's property, such as their vehicle, in an accident where you are at fault. Option A is incorrect because injury to another person is typically covered by bodily injury liability. Option B is incorrect because damage to your own vehicle is typically covered by collision coverage. Option D is incorrect because medical expenses for yourself would be covered under medical payments or personal injury protection, not property damage liability. Question 22. What is the main difference between replacement cost and actual cash value in property insurance? A. Replacement cost covers the full price of replacing damaged property while a CV considers depreciation. B. Replacement cost includes depreciation while a CV provides a payout without considering depreciation. C. Replacement cost only applies to personal property while a CV applies to both personal and real property. D. Replacement cost applies only to real property while a CV applies to personal property. Answer A. Replacement cost covers the full price of replacing damaged property while a CV considers depreciation. Explanation: replacement cost is the amount required to replace damaged property with new property of similar kind and quality without deducting depreciation. In contrast, actual cash value takes depreciation into account, reducing the payout based on the age and condition of the property. Option B is incorrect because it incorrectly swaps the definitions of replacement cost and ACV. Option C is incorrect because both replacement cost and ACV can apply to both personal and real property depending on the policy. Option D is incorrect because replacement cost can apply to both personal and real property. Question 23. Which of the following types of insurance coverage is mandatory for homeowners with a mortgage in most cases? A. Earthquake insurance. B. Flood insurance. C. Homeowners insurance. D. Personal property coverage. Answer C. Homeowners insurance. Explanation: lenders typically require homeowners to have homeowners insurance as a condition of the mortgage to protect the property against common risks like fire, theft, and vandalism. Option A is incorrect because earthquake insurance is optional unless specified by the lender. Option B is incorrect because flood insurance is required only in certain high-risk flood zones. Option D is incorrect because personal property coverage is a component of homeowners insurance, not a separate requirement. Question 24. Which of the following best describes underinsurance in property and casualty insurance? A. When the insurer provides coverage that exceeds the value of the insured property. B. When the insured has coverage that is less than the value of the property or potential loss. C. When the insurer fails to pay a claim in full. D. When the insured fails to maintain coverage for all perils. Answer: B. When the insured has coverage that is less than the value of the property or potential loss. Explanation: underinsurance occurs when the amount of coverage on a property is insufficient to cover the cost of a loss, leaving the insured to pay the difference. Option A is incorrect because this describes overinsurance, not underinsurance. Option C is incorrect because this describes an insurer's failure to pay a claim fully, not underinsurance. Option D is incorrect because failing to maintain coverage for all perils is not the same as underinsurance. Question 25. What does deductible mean in the context of an insurance policy? A. The amount the insurer will pay for a covered loss. B. The amount the insured must pay before the insurance company pays on a claim. C. The amount the insured must pay for premiums. D. The total value of coverage under the policy. Answer: B. The amount the insured must pay before the insurance company pays on a claim. Explanation: a deductible is the amount the policyholder must pay out of pocket before the insurance company starts covering the rest of the claim. This reduces the insurer's costs and discourages filing small claims. Option A is incorrect because the insurer's payout comes after the deductible is met. Option C is incorrect because premiums are the amount paid periodically to maintain insurance, not the deductible. Option D is incorrect because the deductible is not related to the total coverage but to the portion the insured must pay first. Question 26. Scenario: Mrs. Adams has a homeowner's policy with a $1,000 deductible. A fire causes $5,000 in damage to her home. How much will Mrs. Adams's insurer pay for the damage? A. $5,000. B. $4,000. C. $1,000. D. $6,000. Answer: B. $4,000. Explanation: the insurer will pay the damage amount minus the deductible. In this case, the deductible is $1,000, so the insurer will pay $4,000, $5,000, $1,000 deductible. Option is incorrect because the deductible must be subtracted from the total damage amount. Option C is incorrect because the deductible is paid by the insured, not the insurer. Option D is incorrect because the insurer only covers up to the damage amount minus the deductible. Question 27. Which of the following is an example of an exclusion under most homeowners insurance policies? A. Water damage from a burst pipe. B. Vandalism of the insured property. C. Flood damage. D. Theft of personal property. Answer: C. Flood damage. Explanation: flood damage is typically excluded under standard homeowners insurance policies, and a separate flood insurance policy must be purchased to cover this risk. Option A is incorrect because water damage from a burst pipe is usually covered under homeowners insurance. Option B is incorrect because vandalism is generally covered under homeowners insurance policies. Option D is incorrect because theft of personal property is typically covered unless exclusions apply. Question 20. What is the main purpose of the declarations page in an insurance policy? A. To list the exclusions from coverage. B. To provide a summary of the terms of the policy, including coverage limits. C. To explain the deductible requirements. D. To provide details about the claims process. Answer: B. To provide a summary of the terms of the policy, including coverage limits. Explanation: the declarations page summarizes key details of the insurance policy, such as the insured property, coverage limits, premiums, and deductibles. It helps both the insured and insurer understand the primary terms of the contract. Option is incorrect because exclusions are usually listed in a separate section of the policy. Option C is incorrect because the deductible is usually specified elsewhere in the policy. Option D is incorrect because the claims process is typically outlined in a different section. Question 29. Which of the following types of insurance is required for businesses with employees under federal law? A. General liability insurance. B. Workers' compensation insurance. C. Commercial auto insurance. D. Professional liability insurance. Answer: B. Workers' compensation insurance. Explanation: Under federal law, businesses with employees are required to have workers' compensation insurance, which covers medical expenses and lost wages for employees who are injured on the job. Option is incorrect because general liability insurance is not required by law, though it is recommended. Option C is incorrect because commercial auto insurance is required only if the business owns vehicles used for business purposes. Option D is incorrect because professional liability insurance is typically optional and depends on the nature of the business. Question 30. Which of the following is true about umbrella insurance? A. It only covers damage to vehicles. B. It is designed to provide additional liability coverage beyond the limits of other policies. C. It is mandatory for homeowners. D. It provides coverage for damages caused by floods and earthquakes. Answer: B. It is designed to provide additional liability coverage beyond the limits of other policies. Explanation: Umbrella insurance is a type of liability coverage that provides additional protection above the limits of other insurance policies, such as homeowners or auto insurance. Option is incorrect because umbrella insurance is not limited to vehicle damage, it covers a wide range of liability risks. Option C is incorrect because umbrella insurance is optional, not mandatory. Option D is incorrect because umbrella insurance does not typically cover floods or earthquakes unless specified in the policy.